Greetings, Bowtie Guy 85 here, and today we're going to learn how to care for our collars. Stiff detached collars, that is. So the first thing I want to do is, might not be too easy to see here, but there's a little yellowing around some of the points of the collar. Mostly around the front of the neck there. I do sweat a little bit, prone to happen. So, how do we take care of that? Some good old-fashioned dish liquid. And I'm going to take a toothbrush. I'm just going to gel a little of that on there. And then we come in here and rub it into the collar. Just brush on a nice, even layer of it. And you may need a little more. I'm using the toothbrush instead of putting it directly on the collar so I can control how much I'm putting on here. So as you can see, I'm being very gentle, just kind of going back and forth. And add as much of the dish liquid as you need. I'm more concerned up here where the wings are than I am anything else. Very nice. I'm going to turn this over because it's on this side as well. We want to be very thorough. Get up there where the stud attaches and alright, that actually looks pretty good, so I'm going to set that aside and move on to my other one. Alright, that is both collars. We are set, so I'm going to show you the next step here. You need some water. And then I'm going to take the toothbrush now and I'm going to get it just a little damp and come in here and just kind of paint a light little layer of water here. And make sure we get the inside as well. Just enough to get the collar wet but not soak. Alright, that's good. Now we're going to take a sponge, and I like to use the abrasive side, and then I'm going to take that sponge, and then I'm going to come in here and just get the sponge a little wet too. And we come in here and we scrub. I'm going to move this though so it doesn't spill on me. And then we're just going to come in here and I just really aggressively come in here and scrub. And as you'll see, you're already starting to get a lot of things come up here. This is really great. And we'll come in here and get the other side as well. And yeah, just wipe some of that away. And then we'll let that sit for a minute. And we'll work on the other collar here. Okay, we are back. So I let these set for a little. And then I took a clean sponge and a little water just to get the residual soap up. And I'd say they are looking pretty good. Are they brand spanking new? No, but that stainage is more or less gone. So we're on to our next step, and that is the pressing. Now I know I praise my steam press all the time, but we're actually trying to dry these a little bit as well as straighten them back out. So we don't want to use the steam press. We don't want to add any more moisture to this. So I've got my iron here. It is good and hot. And I have it set on a medium setting. I don't want it too high because that's going to scorch this, but I want it warm enough that it's going to dry things and flatten them out. And you can see as we worked on it, it already kind of worked some of the kinks out. But to get that really pristine finish, we're going to need the iron here. And I'm just going to come through. I press firmly, and I go back and forth a little bit. Sometimes I like to come in at the sides. I don't want to hold it too long because, again, I don't want it to burn or leave any marks. But I'm just going to come through here and give it a nice little once over. Okay, so I've turned everything over to the other side here, and we're going to give that a nice pressing as well. Just going to come in here, and I get in at the crease, and any kind of where you see wrinkles, I just kind of lead with the tip here along the crease and just push all of that towards the edge and out, and then just kind of go over it. And I think we look pretty good here. So let's get our other guy. And now that we've kind of zoomed in some, you can see that I really, with that just some simple dish liquid, was able to get a lot of that staining out. There's just a tinge on this one still. It was worse. Okay, final step here, and the most important. These look great, and you could certainly put them back on, but as you can see, they're a little flimsy, they're a little limp, so they're just going to fall apart around your neck. So what do we do about that? Spray starch. Now if you want, you can get the heavy-duty canned stuff, or if you want to do something a little more organic, if you follow my shorts, I gave a recipe on making spray starch. I've got it right here. And what I'm going to do first is we take a stud, and we're going to put the collar into its shape that we want, which is, of course, our cylindrical shape here. And I'm going to fold down the wings. Beautiful. Now again, you could leave it like this, and it'll dry nicely, but we want that nice stiffness and that little bit of sheen. And also, if you're fancy and you have the little shapers, that's good too, but having the stud at least helps. And then we're just going to come in here, and then we'll just spray. Set this to, make sure I set this to mist. And then we just come in here. And just get a nice little spritz. And I come in to the inside as well. And we'll get this guy here. Just give it a little spritzaroo. And on the outside as well. If it's a little too wet, you can take a dry paper towel here and just kind of blot it. But that cornstarch mixture, it's going to dry, and then it's going to really stiffen the fabric for us. And then what I do is I usually I just leave these sit until they're completely dry, and I will check back with you guys then and we can see the finished product. Alright, it has been a few hours. And let's just take a look here at our collars. Listen to that. You hear that? Nice and hard. I put a couple paper clips on this one just to keep the ends of this collar in place. They were kind of wanting to do their own thing. Now if we are successful, we should be able to take the stud out and the collar will hold its shape, and we see that it is. Alright guys, we are back. It has been several hours now, and our collars are looking good. They have dried now, and if you can hear it, they are nice and stiff. Beautiful. Now if we were successful, we should be able to unmold these and they will hold their shape. Let's find out. Alright, we'll start with the wing tip first. And just pull the pin out, or the stud, and you set it back down, and it maintains its circular shape. Excellent. But I am going to put this back in just to be on the safe side. It's always good to kind of store the collars in its correct shape. Now, in Edwardian style, I use some paper clips just to help the top and the bottom stay closed. So it was kind of wanting to do its same thing there. And we will unmold this as well. And that is perfect. Oh, look at that, stands up nice and tall. Still nice and stiff. Beautiful. But again, I'm going to place the stud back in as a customary. Beautiful. Well, as you can see, the collars were a success. I thank you guys for joining me. I hope you have found this informative and you are now confident in laundering your own detached collars. As always, like and subscribe, hit me up in the comments section, and until next time.